I come out here. I come out here and wonder I just screw it all up, don't
Because
I?
all the bugs are gonna come in. It's all cool in here. I just got it cool. The bugs. Like, why do you gotta have the door open?
Because I like being able to see outside. I'm
Get a
sorry.
fucking window right
Seriously.
there, and you can see outside all you
I'm not
want.
cutting a window on that brick wall. I mean, I could.
There's a notification.
When I lived in Tennessee, my brother-in-law and I worked out of Campbell County, and we were the only contractors in that area that would, because a big thing was people would build houses on the lake, and they wouldn't put the houses on the hill. They wouldn't put doors in the basement leading out to the patio, so people would want doors put in their basement walls, and we were the only ones within I bet 300 miles that would do it. And you would be surprised what goes into cutting a basement wall out in order to put a door in it. It really ain't that bad. People act like this, but we get it done in a few hours. Just the biggest problem we ever had was with tile. So if there was tile above where the door was going to be, from jacking the house up, sometimes it would split the tile, which you just had to warn people ahead of time. That was a possibility. Or they're like, well, if it's a possibility, and you had to explain to them. But we did everything to avoid it. You know, we jacked the house up. We used 3-ton jacks and 6x6s, 10-foot 6x6s, and jack up 8 or 10 foot and jack the house up 8 or 10 foot at a time. Really, we only had to do one section most times because of where the door just depended. But we've actually taken and replaced every floor joist in a whole house, which that job took a little bit. A lot of people don't want to do that shit though. So independence is a lie. Independence Day today, number one, it's on July 4th when really it's July 2nd. Number two, in the beginning, it was a factual thing. Like, the first year, this is Independence Day. We've claimed independence from the king. But today we are as much under the royal family as we was then. People don't want to believe that, but it's truth. We claimed independence over a few things. The main thing, people say it was because of a 3% tax. Other people, there's a list of reasons, but Thomas Jefferson, I believe it was, said that the lack of a sound monetary system is what led to the revolution more than anything. Robbing people, government robbing people. Hey Faith, how you doing? Hey Greg, what's up, man? Go back to work tomorrow, do you? How's she doing? How's Tracy doing? She all right? It feels like I live on another planet. 2 days of rain so far. Oh, no shit. Well, that's good, man. I wouldn't complain if you're out in the desert and you got some rain. About an hour through the replay of Saturday. Just finished with the comments when Christy was about to take them out. Oh, so you got to. I got to go get my GoPro out of my mom's car, Travis. I forgot it in her car. She's kind of hard to catch, but that way I can post with those cops, all the shit those cops said. Because you guys wasn't standing right there, especially when I was talking to the one with the dog. They don't give a shit, dude. They absolutely do not care about you, your rights, the Constitution. Don't give a shit about none of that shit. It's about a paycheck. That's all they care about. That's all any of them had to say. It's a job. But since the beginning, the experiment failed, and it failed because people were unwilling to fight for their freedom, to stay on top of it. It's like a sinking ship. If there's a small hole in the ship, you can bilge that water out and keep the ship afloat. But if you just say fuck it, the ship sinks, and that's kind of what happened in our country. And we're back. We are far, far, far more oppressed than the people in the colonies were in 1775. Look at your tax. What do you think your actual tax? Travis, you would know this, man. I always say it's above 50%. So when you consider all taxes, if you just worked a job, you didn't invest, you didn't do anything like that, you just worked a 40-hour-a-week job like, the average person in this country does, how much of your money do you believe actually goes to taxes? If you consider all taxes, so your property tax, gasoline tax, food taxes, income taxes, or said that, taxes for vehicles. What do you believe that number actually is? And is there a way to figure that out? I don't know. I don't think that being independent or claiming independence from a king 246 years later um, is a valid federal holiday when there's a valid holiday or something to celebrate when we are more oppressed today than they were then. Hey Chris, how you doing? I'm going to text you after this. I meant to text you right before this, Chris. As soon as I hit the go live button, I forgot. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot more than 3%. That's for sure. But it's just part of the lie, man. It's part of the illusion of freedom, and that's what we've been sold is an illusion. And I try to tell people, like, I compare it to being in prison because I've been in prison. I've walked out and looked around, and there's places in prison where you can't see fences. You would think that you were free with all the shit going on, but you're not. And it's the same here. I made a video this morning, and I didn't post it. There's fences, you just don't see them. Try to leave the country. Try to leave, just leave. You can't do it. They blame it on other countries, and it's impartially because of the other countries, but just try to leave. If you want to leave and worry about what happens when you get to the other country, they won't let you. They'll stop you, they'll arrest you. Unless you pay your extortion fees, which I think Guns Coast to Coast said it was around either $1,200 or $1,600 now. Yeah, Tara. I thought that was Greg. Yeah, $1,200 in taxes can get me fixed. I'd hate to know what they think I owe.
No, I just talked to T and she said.
Oh, did
she's
she?
Relaxing.
Well, tell her I
waiting.
said. Hope she feels better.
Huh?
T had a back procedure done today, so hopefully she feels better. T Black.
Yeah, she said she wasn't going to be on, but she said she wasn't going to be on, but just everybody have a good night.
No. Right, and they make it illegal for you to do. I posted a bunch of stuff over to Patreon, so go over there and check it out. It's free, and if you want to. Hey Zane, how you doing? Don't if you don't want to, but all the videos I took down from my channel, I'm re-uploading to Patreon. I would say harass and collect is one way to look at it. I think it's extortion. They literally, you will do this or else. Our society is ran by or else's. That's how we're governed, by or else's. You will pay taxes or else. You will register your car to drive it on the roads or else. You will get a permit to put your plumbing in your house or else. The basic necessities of life have to be permitted in this country today. I don't think that's freedom. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it is. Hey, Angry Fishing, how you doing, man? Anyone else been watching Slow Bird's videos lately? Good stuff. Yeah, I watch them. We talk to Slow Bird every day. Anarchy is the way to go. No, I don't agree with that either. It depends what you mean by anarchy. If you're talking about today's definition of anarchy with no government, it's definitely not the way to go. Because if you believe that, then you also have to recognize you will never be free because I won't be ruled. So you can just call me King Nick. No government, definitely not the way to go. It creates a power vacuum, and then you have a dictatorship. There's a reason why there's no societies that today in the world that have no governments. Government is a necessary evil. The people just have to stay on top of it. And if you're unwilling to enforce the Constitution today, you're not going to stand up for your freedom then. Well, yeah. Government's a necessary evil, man. What are you doing, crazy?
Get this bug out of here. Let's stop bugs around my head.
That's a misconception about me. A lot of people believe I'm an anarchist, and I'm not. Anarchist in today's definition of the word. Now, am I an anarchist? Yes, I'm an anarchist in the true definition of anarchy, meaning without rulers. But government is not supposed to be rulers. Last year I was 22% Fed, 12% Social Security, 3% Medicare, 3% Ohio, 2% Wi-Fi assist, 12, 32, 35, 38, 40.5, 42, 43 is 50.5. Considering, but then your sales tax isn't as much as your income tax. So I wonder if you took your base income tax and then I believe it's well over 50%. So you want to be ruled? No, I don't want to be ruled. See, this is the misconception. You believe that government is meant to rule over the people when it's not. The people are meant to rule over the government. The problem is everybody wants to sit. That people believe that freedom is free. That's the problem. I bet you do too, Travis. I guarantee you do. If you see Chambered, if people got off their asses and stood together and enforced the Constitution, the government wouldn't be able to rule over you because there wouldn't be things like policing forces. There wouldn't be things like standing armies or national guards or federal agencies. All that shit's happened because people believe that freedom is free and they can just sit around and do nothing. And if you do that today, you would do that then, which would mean there would be nobody to the government's sole purpose is to protect your rights. But in order to keep it in line to where it doesn't grow, in order to later rule you how it does today, you have to keep it in check. Nobody should roll over any man, including you. I don't disagree with that, Chamber. I don't disagree with that comment at all. At all. I'm sure you watched Brian from High Impact Flicks. He and I had a conversation, I don't know, maybe about 2 years ago. We're supposed to be doing a live stream sometime soon. I just got to catch him on whatever that new app he's using is in order to do it, or I'll contact him. He asked me last week if I want to do a live stream with him. Actually, I know somebody that knows him, so I'll probably just have them call him. But if you want to be as free as you and I both know I should be, then we simply have to enforce the Constitution, because what happens if you remove government, you create a power vacuum. That's what would happen. And you'd be ruled over, period. It'd fall into a dictatorship. There's a reason why there's no, like I said, there's a reason why there's no anarchist societies by today's definition in the world today. You know, like the founders were anarchists in the real definition of the word, not the today's definition of the word. Just like they were sovereign. That's become a bad word too. Brian doesn't sell out. I don't disagree that he's a sellout. I said the same thing. I made a whole video about him and he had it taken down. It was about him shilling. But he is a sellout because he doesn't believe what he says. He fills that niche. Brian is very clever when it comes to making money. He's not a dumb dude. He doesn't believe what he says. He knows there's a place for government. He knows that we can, if everybody stood together, we can keep that government in check. But the problem is that we don't stand together. If you believe eliminating government is going to eliminate your problems, you're super wrong about that. I mean, if two people come together and decide, if me and my neighbor get together and decide to build a road, we are now government. Because do you think we're going to let everybody drive on our road? The piece of shit down here that is breaking into people's houses, do you think it's going to be on our road? No, we're going to decide that. So there's always some form of government, and just CRS is a federal agent. Yeah, I'm not going to say that yet.
That's the link for Slowburn's channel, because someone was asking. They said they couldn't find him.
There's a link for Slowburn's channel. Liberty Chick just posted it. In an anarchist society, what protects you from having a group of 100 people coming and taking your shit? The community would, Chris. But it's bigger than that. The problem with an anarchist society is who or what creates the... what am I trying to say? Who protects the borders? What I mean from like outside forces. So who's going to, if we eliminated government today, who would be protecting this country from China, from Russia? It's supposed to be government. They have a very specific role they're supposed to fill. The problem is that people have sat around and done nothing, and government has grown so far out of control that they now rule over us. I will agree with you 100%. Today they rule over us. We are ruled over. In order to fix that,
you gotta take the cans out.
Yeah, I know.
Try this.
In order to fix that, we simply have to enforce our Constitution. But then the problem falls into people don't understand what it is. Like, you know, you see people complaining about the flag, the U.S. flag. Well, we're not going to change the flag. The flag doesn't matter. I mean, it represents the people, so it matters in that sense. But when it comes down to it, the state is more important than the whole. Just like the individual is more important than the whole. But people buy into the bullshit, and it leads to what you see today. Hey, Michigan Watch, what's up, man? How you doing? We are just chilling, man. Got a bunch of shit done around the house today. Dogs keep trying to kill each other.
Man.
By the UN. I don't think they're run by the UN, John Thompson. I don't agree with that. I believe that from what I've seen and what I've read and what keeps coming up, there's about 9 families in the world that have their fingers in all politics throughout the world. The end game is for those handful of families to gain wealth until the end of mankind. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, if I'd have told you that people would be driving around with fucking rubber gloves on and 3 masks in their car 2 years ago, would you believe me? No. And they're working toward that. Once we have a digital currency, it's over. Put solar panels, destroy the environment, to save it. The government will, I'm sure. Oh, they just did that here up the road, maybe about 60 miles from here. I mean, mile upon mile of solar panels, man. I need to go out there and film it. I think I actually did it one time. I don't know if I posted it or not though. But I mean, miles and miles of solar panels, man. It's fucking crazy. And then when you start, I don't know how solar panels actually turn solar energy into electricity. I don't know what converts that in those panels, but I doubt that it's good for the environment. However, they mine for it. If it's the community's best interest for said group to take your shit, what stops it? I mean, I guess I mean, you run back into the same thing we're seeing today. I mean, if it's in society's best interest to take your shit, what stops them? You have to rely on the people around you, man. But then you also have to, this country was built for moral people. That's what it was designed for, even our government. And it's not, man. This country is so fucked up now. People don't care what happens to the next person. So I think that becomes our problem. Ruler signifies a single person, right? But then we have rulers. So I mean, look at how much power is given to the Oval Office today. I mean, you have whole factions of the country, a whole, a quarter of the country fighting because of I want this form of tyranny. You've got the other quarter of the country arguing because they want this form of tyranny. The real winners, the people whose votes were really hijacked this last election, were the people that didn't vote. The people that said we're not going to be ruled over. Most people won't see it that way. Insider to get rich. Well, we need to take money out of politics. I think that. I mean, look. I think if things were the way they should have been, the population today would probably be half of what it is. It'd be a lot easier to get the message out or spread it, or for people to even understand. Because I think probably the only way to fix it is to all of us to move to one state, maybe. I don't disagree with that, SV. I think that winners write history, man. They write the history books. That's why I don't put too much faith in a lot of the history that we know. Even when it comes to the founding, we don't know exactly what happened then. You can look. There's some people that'll argue that we, the people, is the few men that signed the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution or whatever they point at. I don't buy that argument. I think that all people are born to be free, but freedom comes at a price, and you have to fight for it. And people are just unwilling to. And look at that national strategy for counterterrorism, I think is what it's called. Go research that, dude. That's some scary shit. If you just say government doesn't have authority over me, that's enough for them to kick in your fucking door and kidnap you. And it's like some real shit they're doing right now. Well, that's what I think that's what Chris was getting to, Chamber. Um, the people should. Nothing stops them now because they've had the people so conditioned, Chamber, that the people wasn't so conditioned that these agents, because they have this uniform on and this badge, have authority to do whatever it is that they're doing. What had happened if people lost the conditioning overnight and woke up tomorrow and they didn't, the uniform didn't matter, a criminal wasn't criminal, would people still allow that shit to happen? I would hope not. I would think not, but like even the cops are super conditioned. I talked to 5 or 6 cops on Saturday when we was up in Columbus. I can't wait to post a video from it because they're fucking idiots, man. Absolutely. I think the dude in the basement was probably the best dude, wasn't he? But he still didn't give a shit. He's still like, well, I got to work, man. I got to feed my kids. I'm like, well, you got free will, you know that, right? You have the choice to say that I'm not doing that, but they do it anyway. It's about laws.
Or the one that's takes a special kind.
Yeah, I don't think anarchy's the answer either, Chris. What is it? The government we have now operated as it was meant to be operated, but in order to do that, the people have to enforce our rule over government, or it's never going to happen. Can that happen? Probably not, because a lot of the sheeple are like I said, they buy into that. The cognitive dissonance, man. It's I'm free, but government has authority over me. A small government, maximum liberty, communities protecting the community. Sorry about. Let me turn this vibrator off so don't keep going off, guys. My bad. I forgot to. I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second.
Government isn't supposed to.
No, I don't want to be ruled. See, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying because you don't understand it either, Chamber. You're buying into the bullshit as much as the people that do want to be ruled. You can't be ruled when you rule over something. So if the people ruled over government, if we enforced our Constitution, they wouldn't do the shit they do today. We wouldn't have government-ran criminal justice systems or government policing forces or federal agents that operate within our states. I mean, people don't even know what rights are. No, you're saying, no, I'm not saying that. You're misinterpreting it. There's 23 people here, and 22 of them understand completely what I'm saying besides you. So it's probably a you problem. When people are ignorant of something, they always turn to somebody else and blame them. The government was originally supposed to be at the behest of the people, right, Chris? But the only way you can do that, is the way the police police us is what we're supposed to do to them.
See what he said? He's a troll.
No, he's been here, but now he's defaulted since his comment. I see what he said.
My mind is really, dude. You even work, homie.
I see what he said. He's defaulted to that because he has no foundation for his argument.
Oh, gotcha. But you come here for a reason.
Or that might be the reason you only have 23 people. Well, now there's 27, and you're here. Nope, 28. And you're still here. Hey, I'll debate it. What's there to debate? It's simple. If the people rule over government, then government cannot rule over you. It's that simple. If you are unwilling to fight for your freedom today and rule over said government, you're going to be unwilling even if government was gone. And then what will happen is an outside force will come in and rule over you. Again, there's a reason there's no anarchist societies in the world today.
He's a troll. I said. I think I seen on CRS's page talking the other day.
Give me a link. You're not even bright enough to know that there's not a link. I'm live on YouTube. I'm streaming straight from YouTube. You see there's no fucking Streamlabs thing in the corner? That means there's no link.
More than 28 that support freedom than 1,000 fakes. That's
no
right,
doubt, TLR. Well, there's 30 now. 29. This is why you should ban people. Honest discussion is different than trolling with logical fallacies. I don't disagree with that. Guns coast to coast. I try to give everybody a chance. I'll let them troll for a little bit, and if they can't catch on, and I know that they won't catch on too. I understand that. I just don't like.
I just shut him up for a minute so we gotta listen to him.
Christy took control. Fight, fight, fight. People won't fight. My address is right there, and not one motherfucker showed up at the door yet. I've had two people show up at my house, and neither one of them was here to fight me. And neither one of them just showed up either. They contacted me first.
More than that, there was the other guy with the...
Oh, yeah, 3 people. And nobody was here to knock on the door and say, hey, I have a big enough issue with you that we should go out in the backyard. I mean, like, I have a decent-sized ring in the backyard. I don't know if you can see it because it's pretty dark, but y'all see it during the daytime, I'm sure. I mean, look. Like, I'm not going to chase you, though. If you come here to fight, I'm not going to wrestle around with you and chase you around the backyard. You have to stand still. Anyway, you can't see. It's too dark. I got some really cool things for the 4th of July, though, for my kids to let off. We're going to go to Indiana probably, I don't know, tomorrow or something. Last year, they kind of got screwed on 4th of July and they didn't let off fireworks until after the fact. So I'm going to go buy them some fireworks this year. I hate buying fireworks because it's just like, lighting, just light, burning money, but, there's one logical fallacy after another. First, a false comparison, then a false premise. Yeah, well, that's the problem is that Guns Coast to Coast is they have people. I'm not really good at explaining my position, or Shar's too stupid to even make a logical fallacy. Dude, let's not start talking about him again. Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought about making a video. I downloaded his video the other day he made about me, and I was going to go through it and tear it apart. I actually did a live stream about it, and I uploaded it to Patreon. Go check it out. Or I went through the video on a live stream, and I was like explaining, like, he's full of shit. I was talking to him before my son ever died, number 1. Number 2, my son wasn't shot in the face. That's in the beginning of the video. Number 3, since the beginning of my channel, I've always said, like, I never intended to make money from YouTube, so to be monetized. But if you go back and look at the videos I made when I applied for monetization, I even said they're not going to monetize me, but if they do, fuck it, I'll take their money. So what's the topic for tonight? What's up, people? Independence is a lie. That's the topic. Yeah, we were independent, but it lasted a very short time. I think when did we actually? When do y'all believe we was actually fell back under the crown after the War of 1812? Was that when, or did it happen before then? I mean, our entire system, even our criminal justice system, is based around the English, whatever they call it today. I've heard 4 different names for it. The central bank. What's going on there? Never punch down. Don't give idiots attention. He punched way down, didn't he? Way down. He only has a couple more days to file that lawsuit on me. He's got years to file it, dude. It will go fucking nowhere. It will go nowhere. You can use complete videos in fair use for educational purposes. Right. I wish you would make a video about it, Guns, because you could explain it far better than I could. Make a video about it, and I will. I'll post it. I don't think he has a case either. I've talked to a few people, and Alan Powell is really good with that shit. Alan Powell actually wrote the what I sent YouTube when they first gave me the strike. That's another thing. He said he didn't get a strike. He was live streaming. I posted where I got the freaking strike. I posted on a community tab. Like, literally, people keep making these videos about me, and I'm cool. Like, if you want to make a video about me, at least be truthful. Be honest. Whether it's about my record or whether it's about shit happening between me and you, be honest about it at least. At a minimum, be honest. Because he knows he wasn't honest in that video he made. Literally, it's 98% bullshit. 98%. And then they always default to my record, which then somehow defaults to my financial whatever. I don't know. And then he implied I filed bankruptcy before. I've never filed bankruptcy. I was divorced and fucking $100,000 in debt because of that ex bitch, and I didn't. Probably not that much. Probably like 50,000, and I didn't file bankruptcy on it. Yeah, that's it. Make money for itself. That's it. What else did he say in that video?
Who?
Fucking CRS.
About you?
Yeah.
We were through it already.
I know. I went through it already, man. Like I said, I post on Patreon. You can go there and watch it for free. But when they have no argument, they default to your record. So because I have a criminal history, what you would think, like, let's talk about my criminal history. At one time, I did 4.5 months in the hole. So I was in a cell 23 hours a day, in a cell. Sometimes with one, no, actually then when I did that, I was by myself for 23 hours a day. I didn't even have a cellie the whole 4.5 months. What do you think I did? I read. That's all I had to do. It was read. Use words to understand. I don't understand big words like that. Guns coast to coast. Don't make me get out of the dictionary on YouTube. 100% all YouTube videos are bullshit. Oh, I know. How you doing, Paul? We're all slaves. We just don't live in the plantation overnight. It's like he defaults personal attacks instead of reinforcing his logic. He has no logic. If you watch his last video, Guns, he says that he blocked the cops in, and then at the end of the video says that his wife called him to tell him what they said when they left. So if you were there and you had them blocked in, why wouldn't you know what they said? Why would she be calling you and telling you? I don't think he was there. And like I've told other people, if the feds come back a third time, which we never heard about times 1 and 2, but if they come back a third time, that's because you told them some shit on time number 1 and time number 2.
I'm waiting for that lawsuit.
If a lawyer takes that lawsuit on, I'll fucking laugh. Listen, I don't even know what I'll do besides laugh. We'll be taking a trip. Look at his. Look, he's the nick of the YouTube. His following our stupid review. Yeah, I know. They want an update from their CI. That's why they keep going to his house. Well, here, check this out, man. Like I'm not completely stupid when it comes to the law. I'm not going to say that I'm a lawyer because I'm not, but I know what I've dealt with, and because of what I've dealt with, I've learned a lot. Like I've spent, hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon fucking hours in law libraries. Her starting a GoFundMe for an attorney for somebody that was arrested for supposedly doing this thing has nothing to do with this thing.
Right.
They would not be subpoenaing her for that reason for Justin's case. It would be like me getting arrested, Guns Coast to Coast, for example, starting a GoFundMe to pay for my attorney or pay for bond, and then them arresting Guns Coast to Coast for whatever crime they say I committed. Or subpoenaing him to come in and testify. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever. 0 cents. And I've had to deal with GoFundMe before. I've dealt with a case where PayPal was used in it. What they would do is they would subpoena PayPal in order to link that to her. She wouldn't necessarily even have to be there. I think if she was subpoenaed, it was for another reason. That's my opinion, but I don't really believe it. It's too much in the ego. He's retarded, man. I want to drive down and go to Justin's trial, just so we can see how much of CRS's videos are used in it.
Oh, I would. I'd go.
I wholeheartedly believe that they approached CRS first, and he fucked his
record it.
tail, and then they built a case against Justin with his help. They may have, Chris. What?
I said, and movie media record it.
Right. We'll get back to the independence thing in a second. I'll finish this and then we'll get back to that. When CRS made his first auto key card video, the very first one, I called Justin. I'm like, dude, did you see this fucking video? And Justin was happy with it. He's like, yeah, man, I seen it. Ain't it awesome? I'm like, no, it's not. He is fucking burying you. He's saying that this thing is something that it's not, which is going to wind up burying you. He said, but it's not that thing. He said, it is artwork inspired by a lightning link. Well, if you, the other night, fucking CRS totally killed what Justin's only defense is. His only defense is that this thing is artwork. It's not a firearms part. That's going to be his defense. This isn't a firearms part. This is artwork. They made it a firearms part. And he totally throws it under the bus. He's too stupid to comprehend what I'm saying when I say that. People, like, he doesn't understand the difference between saying this is a lightning link or this is artwork inspired by a lightning link. It's not an 80% lightning link. It's not a 60% lightning link. It is artwork inspired by a lightning link. He doesn't understand legally the difference between saying that and saying this is a lightning link. Yeah, I TLR, you're right, man, Travis. And they're going to bank it. They charged him. I haven't seen it, but CRS said they charged him with 16 federal counts. Like, dude, he's facing the rest of his life in prison. The way the feds do it's by a point system. I'm not really sure how that system works because I've never dealt with it directly. I've been locked up, had a bunch of cellies that had done fed time. My last cellie at CRC, who was my cellie for about 90 days, he had just come home from a fed case. Literally, he hadn't even been home. He came straight from the feds to CRC. And, you know, they all say the same thing. It's based on a points case. So he'll be sentenced based on how many points he has, how many arrests he has, how much trouble he got into while he was incarcerated and all that shit. Right. Like, okay, so the feds arrested Justin for having this artwork, right? Selling this artwork. And using the feds' logic, how they arrested him, I could dimensionally draw a lightning link on the hood of my car, and that would make the hood of my car a machine gun, right? Justin's whole argument, and I talked to Justin 100 times about this. I talked to Justin every other day from the time he became my sponsor until he got arrested. I talked to him at least every other day, every third day. Anytime we ever talked about this, because I'm like, dude, like, it's going to happen. He's like, well, it's not going to happen because it's not this thing. It is artwork inspired by a lightning link. And I mean, let me see that piece of, watch out just real quick. Let me grab one of these. This is a piece of steel that I buy from a place called weldmetals.com. It's actually super cheap. It's for practicing welding. Grab one of them out there. Okay. Oh, wait, I got it. This is smaller than the auto key card was. No matter what you do to this fucking thing, it was still solid. This is not a machine gun. Nothing you can't do anything. Now, I could take this right here, this with no drawings on it at all, and I could do something illegal and make an illegal firearms part. I could make a lightning link out of it if I wanted to. I use it for practicing welding, for TIG welding to be more specific. But because I could do something with this thing, does that make this thing that thing? Because I could do that thing with this thing. I mean, but he totally threw him under the bus, man. And he keeps doing it. He doesn't understand. He's one of the people that are right no matter what. Just like Chamberlain a few minutes ago. I thought I stated I said pretty clearly in a few words what my position was. And then he tells me what my position is. No, that's not my position. In fact, I think I want to be less ruled than the majority of the population. You can take that piece of metal and create anything you want. Right, Twig Zones. Right, but what they're saying is because there was a drawing on the auto key card, and you can see there's nothing on this. It's just a piece of steel. Because if I took and I drew a lightning link on this, just even with a marker, it would make this a lightning link, which would mean I was manufacturing machine guns illegally. And it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. But Justin kind of threw a finger up to the feds. He used their own rules to throw that finger up, and they got pissed about it. Then somebody called them. It's in the report. Somebody called them, directed them towards CRS's video where he's going, look, guys, this is a lightning link, when it's clearly not a fucking lightning link. Right. Well, you know, guns. I like Christy since the beginning. Has always said that she don't like that dude. Since the first time I talked to him, she's like, I hate that dude. You know, he's one of those people that if you were to get in trouble with, you are going to jail and he's going home because he's going to tell him everything that happened. He probably even go home with a paycheck. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I thought he was honest about at least his stance. I'm here to make money. That was his honest. That was what he said. It's about money. He even made a video stating it's about money. He's made plenty of videos stating it's about money. You know, your revenue should only be this much from YouTube. That's not. That's never been what it's about to me. Like he would call me, and like I do a video, and he'd call me like, "Hey, you need to do this." Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not shutting up or censoring myself in order to gain monetization. Like the monetization doesn't mean anything to me. Now, if they want to pay me money because I make videos, more power to them. I'll allow them to do that. I'm not going to change what I say to fit the narrative or to change what I say to appease somebody in order to profit from it. I'm not going to do that. But everything in his mind, because I have an opinion about it, it's just my opinion, could be wrong. But I would say that there's a very high likelihood, very, very high likelihood that some little Tweedledick somewhere has a female that he is stuck on, and he's afraid if he don't bring in the funds, she's going to walk away. Just a hypothesis of mine, but you know.
You did used to talk to him all the time.
Yeah, I used to talk to him all the time.
You said you may know a little bit.
Right, James. I never, like Christian, I never asked him for help, did I? I never once asked him how can I make my channel grow or how can I do this or that, ever.
Nope.
And like you know, I did have a conversation with him about because I was trying to like get in. This is back when I was trying to I got in touch with Moms Demand Action and all these large gun organizations, like anti-gun organizations that are on the victim thing. Like I'm a victim because my son was killed, right? And I was like, you know, none of them want to hear what I have to say. Like I would love to get on one of those platforms and talk. He and I never had a live stream about that shit. We never did that. I never asked him to do that. I never asked anybody to do that. I think I might have asked Coda Boy if I'm maybe went around the Moms Demand Action, the Dad Demand Action video or whatever that I made. But it wasn't like I was soliciting my son's story to some of these large YouTube channels. You may sound like he's the reason for all of your success. Yeah, I seen that video, Brandon. I seen it, dude. How you doing, man? How you feeling? You doing all right?
Yeah. All your success. He's all the reasons why. Like, come on. Like all the success you have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He did it all.
You're right, SV.
He's such an idiot.
I didn't miss much, Steve. We were just talking, man. That's good, man. I'm glad you are. Dude, you never did email me. Email me, man. I'll send you my phone number, brother. You need any help, let me know. I've been through it, dude. I've been there.
There.
You can do it. You just got to want to do it. You just have to know that you can't use again. It's that simple. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Nothing we was talking about. It started out, we was talking about how we're not truly independent.
So hot.
Not even from the royal family. And now we're back on CRS. We have a lot of CRS to get out. Yeah, my nose is running. Yes, I'm wiping on my shirt. Yes, I'm a redneck. Fuck you if you don't like it. Christy washes my clothes. My shirt's dirty anyway.
Gotta roll your windows up before we go in.
Are they down?
Yeah. I posted your email and he said he will tonight. He's making food right now. Okay.
Yeah, Christy just posted it, man. It's right there. But if you want to see that live stream, I talk for about 10 or 15 minutes and maybe longer than that. And then I go into the live stream and I go through the whole video the other night and like just everything he said was bullshit. He's one of those people that believes because he says it makes it true. You know, I'm a felon, so I know nothing about the Constitution or laws. And then in his very next video, he says that he doesn't understand and will never understand the laws. Isn't that entrapment?
He knows the law.
I know. He can convince 14-year-olds he knows the law.
Amish Unicorn Steve.
What?
Amish Unicorn Steve. And
What's
he
that?
says jokes, yo.
Oh, who's on? Well, I don't get it. I'm
I
missing
don't
something.
know. Is he Amish Unicorn Steve? His name's Steve
No,
Leonard.
Steve says, "What's up, y'all, you guys?"
Steve Leonard says Amish Unicorn Steve's.
Okay, I'm missing it.
Jokes, yo.
I understand it's a joke, but I'm missing it completely, dude. I'm sorry. I missed the whole CLR strong, but I knew it was bound to happen. He's always went after everyone. But is it really drama, Chris? That becomes the question. Is it really drama? I don't think it's drama because I think it's people showing what their positions are. You know, like if you look back at the fall of Rome, the same shit happened. All the shit that we see happening today, people taking, like, showing where they stand, fluid sexuality becoming fluid, men dressing as women, men believing that they're women, women believing that they're men. All that shit happened at the fall of Rome. Steel ammo back down to 35 cents a round. Watch when you buy steel ammo, man. If you're buying for an AK, you're cool. If you're buying for an AR, you really have to know your shit will run it because some ARs just will not run it. Period. Will not run it. Especially match barrels. Match barrels normally will not run steel cased ammo.
He said, pronounce, bro. Just jokes. Love your mindset. 100.
Yeah, I read it. I think that, Independence Day is just part of the illusion they've sold us, man, and we need to get away from it. But nobody really wants to. I don't think people are ready to hear it. They're too comfortable, man. They really are. Like Sunday, like the past couple of months, I've been seeing more and more that is convincing me that it's done, that it's over with. The principle, a lot of people like that guy are so petty, and yes, fucks down the middle, run your gun and shoot your range. Don't allow it. Well, I don't want to say it'll ruin your gun. It does fry barrels faster than brass ammo. I mean, if that's all you can afford, though, get it. Mine runs even it with my Faxon barrel. Well, don't buy none of that steel case, Chris. Don't buy any. Remember what I said about my wife. If I tell her to do something, and I'm not comparing you to my wife, she does it, knowing there's a reason why I'm saying it. I don't know. I never understood why CRS needs the monetization. The dude has no production value. What expenses does he have? Because it's his job. It's how he makes money. He makes great money. So he will probably tell you himself. I'm sure he would tell you himself, or I wouldn't tell you. And this is what I based the video on when I was talking about how much these guys make. So from everything, I don't even know if I should say it. Go to Social Blade, and whatever Social Blade says they make, go to the highest value and double it. And you'll have about what he makes. Evening, Tommy. How you doing, man?
DoorDash tampons.
While you wear the pants in the relationship at the same time, you have a strong one. That's why. Right, Brandon. But like, there's a lot of people around me that, if somebody says something to me, I will ask questions sometimes. But if it's like, there's people around me for the most part, that are my family or the very few people I ever talk to know if I say something, don't make me explain it, because if I have to explain it, chances are what's going to happen is going to happen. So like we're driving down the road, I give this as an example, and we're going 70, and I say jump out, get out of the car. Like, you better get your ass out of the car, because chances are, if you don't, what is going to happen to you is going to be far worse than the scratches and broken bones you're going to get from jumping out of the car. That's if you got a chrome line barrel. While you wear the pants and the daughter just DoorDash tampons. What? Oh, no shit. No shit. Well, I mean, it depends what we're talking about. If you're talking about ammo prices before they went up, it was cheaper to buy ammo if you could run steel case and then replace the barrel, because you would save more money doing that. So over the life of the barrel, you would save enough money to buy a barrel and still have saved money. Today, though, I doubt that's the case. It depends on the barrel. Like I said, match barrels normally won't shoot steel case. So like H&M Defense, I'm a huge fan of H&M Defense. I love their products. All their barrels are match barrels, and they will not run steel case. I haven't seen one yet that will run steel case, and I've seen 4 or 5 of them try to run it, and it just will not run. It'll shoot it, it'll shoot one, 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 one. But if you try to rapid fire, it's over with. It will. You'll get a stuck case every time, and you can't even mortar them out. You gotta knock them out. It's the only way to get them out. Some of us don't attribute to heart situation for like slow burns. Shit, don't attribute to headlines with the voice. Rest in peace, Nancy Morgan Hart. I don't know a lot about Nancy Morgan Hart. Um, Michigan Michigan Watch was also talking about her. So if you guys ain't subscribed to Michigan Watch, go subscribe to his channel. He is right there right now. Find his channel, maybe, and put a link in it. He can't do it. Kirsty will put up a link for his channel. That Crumline Barrel will
No,
also
someone
allow
was
you
it
to
before me.
run the
There it
corrosive
is.
stuff. Well, you can run corrosive shit in anything. Crumline Barrel will still erode with corrosive ammo. The only difference between corrosive ammo and non-corrosive is the salt, the primers. You need to clean them either way.
There it is.
You can run corrosive ammo through non chrome line barrels. You just got to clean it, same as with chrome line. Average at shoots 60 rounds at paper and sits in a closet. Yeah, you're right, man. The average people, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people's, I mean, like even people that deer hunt, they will get their gun out once a year and sight it in. There's Michigan Watch's YouTube channel, guys. Go subscribe to him. Sometimes still core projectiles for sale and gone broker sometimes. Like I get it. Like if you want to run, if your shit will run a steel case, run it. Save the money and run it. Sure, she makes some crappy barrels because most don't reach halfway. I'm not understanding the because so industry makes some crappy barrels because most don't reach the halfway. I know. I'm sure there's some crappy barrels out there that, I mean, I'm sure every company has. They occasionally they throw out a barrel that's fucked up. But if like I was just saying, if you want to run, if you can run steel case, run it. More power to you. If you run corrosive shit, clean your rifles. It's that simple. Just clean them. It won't hurt them at all. But chrome lining doesn't stop you from having to clean corrosive. When you shoot corrosive, even as chrome lining, you still have to put crap barrels in most guns because they know most people aren't going to shoot them much. Right? You're right, man. But those are the same people that. But I mean, a lot of low end companies now, like PSA, are putting the cold hammer forged barrels and shit in their guns. Um, I mean, I look at it like anything else. You get what you pay for, and if you pay more money, then you get better options. I mean, you can. I mean, like take Aero Precision as an example. Aero Precision for the most part is a low cost gun. You can get a complete. Or you could anyway. I doubt you can now. You could get a complete Aero M4E1 for like $800. Why you don't spend $600 on an Anderson or even a PSA when you can have the extra? To me, if I was to buy one, the threaded shit, complete brain fart, guys. I'm sorry. The threaded bolt catch pin and then the threaded takedown is worth the extra money. That way, when you're pulling it apart, it's simple. Got a mini 14er bolt action, and then with that steel case, it won't matter what. You're right. Yeah, I know that. I know. I don't fire anything with a steel ammo through my bolt actions. Oh, fuck. Man,
Somebody's a Patriot Nurse fan. She rocks.
A clean and oil Patriot Nurse line. Yeah.
Nah.
I have my opinion about her. It's just my opinion. I've heard some. You need to go watch. Well, I mean, he never said anything about her, but she's the same way. She's Let's not go down that road right now. Let's not make it about that. Whatever works for you, man. If it works for you, more power to you. It cause the chrome to flake, especially at the muzzle if it's not clean. Right. I've never been a big fan of chrome lined barrels because of you're giving up accuracy with them because there's no company that has perfected the chrome lining. Yet it may be thicker in one spot than the other. Causes accuracy issues, but it's that give and take thing. As the barrel life you gain, worth the loss in accuracy, or the life you gain over time worth the loss in accuracy now? It depends on what you're shooting. I mean,
That's the
are you
barrel
going to be
Chris
shooting?
uses, he says.
Are you going to be shooting at 400 yards every day, or what?
He posted that. So that's the one
That's
he
the over
uses.
20 inch carry. Yeah, I mean, like the PS, I'm not down in PSA, so don't think that if that's what you can afford and that's what you got to have and that's what you want, more power to you. Not down on you at all. What?
That's what Chris said is his barrel.
10.5 inch government SOCOM. I'm not a fan of 10.5 inch barrels, man. They're way too fucking loud. Comes down to your philosophy of use. If you're comparison or if you're in competition or greater than 600 yards, it matters. Right, I would say it matters in less than that. I would say it matters in 400 yards. I mean, think if you are, um, if out of a match barrel you're going to be an inch off of a headshot, and that's the only shot you have at 400 yards with a chrome line barrel, you're probably not going to hit. This depends, man. It depends on everything, ammo and all kinds of shit. The gun, no matter what, the gun's going to be more accurate than the shooter, I'm sure. 5 yards is good enough for me. If that's what you use, and that's what you want, Chris. I mean, like, more power to you. I despise short barrel. Any barrel shorter than 12.5 inches, I hate. They're just too fucking loud. They're just the concussion off of them. I think that it interferes with your ability to even follow up shots. I guess you could train through that. I'm just not a fan of it. Plus, you lose so much velocity between that 10 and that 12-inch mark. You lose a ton of velocity. So from 20 to 16, you don't lose that much. From 16 to 12, you don't lose that much. But once you get down below 12 inches, man, the velocity starts dropping off super fast from what I've seen. Right, you don't care if you keyhole the coyote as long as you hit it. I don't disagree with that, man. How much rust does it take to make a gun useless? Pitting. Depends how deep the pitting is in the barrel. And even then, you could have it rechambered. I mean, you could upsize it. So, I mean, I'm sure you can. I don't know um, the dimensions behind it, but I'm sure that there's like 5.56 barrels out there. If you had a 5.56 heavy barrel, I'm sure you could have it. You could have it rechambered to a 308 or something, or 300 blackout. Probably 300 blackout, and then the pitting wouldn't matter. But then again, is it worth going through all that? No, probably not. You probably just buy a 300 blackout barrel. Just clean them, man. Clean them before the pandemic. PSA 4 rifle 499 after pandemic say 99 starting. Right. So if you was going to buy a plain Jane PSA without a cold hammer forged barrel for $500, or you could spend, I think it was $749 for a enhanced M4U1. Christy had an M4U1 with the enhanced upper on it with a EOTech 512 on it. It was still under 7 pounds. Dude, fucking super light rifle. Super fucking light. Like, for her, it was perfect. 14.5 inch barrel, pinned and welded. It was perfect. Had a minimalist stock on it. And, like, it was just perfect for her. Those guns, I think for the money, if we're talking dollar for dollar, the Air Precision is the way to go. But that's just my opinion. You can change your barrel size whether you see them. It's how they are born. Pretty good. Right. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Chris. I mean, it just depends on you. You know, it depends on your plans are with it. Or is it going to be in a house? The short barrel's great in a house, but then you're also going to be fucking deaf. You better hope that you have your ear pro sitting on top of your gun. If you start saying, well, I'm going to buy a can, then, well, I mean, if you're going to buy a can, then why not? I mean, there's all kinds of things to consider. If it was me, this is just my opinion. For me, I had like 10.5 inch barrel. I wouldn't go out of my way. Actually, the first AR that I ever built was a 10.5 inch AR pistol. It was the first AR that I had ever built, and it was not. It was cool. I fucking hated that thing, man. It was so damn loud. I mean, it was like, it was just loud. I mean, it was concussive loud. And it didn't matter what muzzle device you put on it. Didn't matter if you put, if you had a A2 flash hider on it. Didn't matter if you had a one of the directional devices that, or allegedly put the sound down range. It was just concussive loud. Plus, it had a lot of recoil too. A 10.5 inch barrel with a carbine gas system. A lot of barrel. Started with an 8 inch barrel. Yeah, I don't like if you're gonna it's just me again. If you're gonna run an 8 inch barrel, man, run a 9 millimeter, run a sub gun. Just my opinion. You know what I mean? Obviously, up to 1 mile, 4 to 8 inch, up to a quarter mile, distance accurate. 6 inch barrel velocity up to 1 mile, 4 to 8 inch, up to a quarter mile distance. I'm confused, Brandon. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying, buddy. 6 inch barrel velocity up to 1 mile, 4 inch, quarter mile distance accurate. I don't understand what you're asking, bud. I'm sorry. Didn't see a link, but I'll check Michigan out. Yeah, check out Michigan Watch. I guess you are shit out of luck, babe. You can share mine. I agree, I like my short barrel, but I think if I used it for home defense, I'd never listen to air supply again. No, like short, they're super loud, man, and like shoot that 10.5 inch outside, which I know you have. Now, if you haven't ever shot in a house or shot, go into a shed and shoot it. Go into a shed and shoot into some sandbags. Put 3 or 4 sandbags up and shoot into them bitches. And prepare yourself for what you're going to have to deal with inside your home. Because if you do that for the first time inside your house, you're going to. I'm telling you, it's going to affect whatever. I don't care how much training you've had. If you've never shot in a home and you shoot inside a home, it's going to fuck you up. It's like throwing a flashbang in front of you, even though you know it's coming. It's still going to do the same thing. Especially if you're in a house with white walls and shit, and you shoot in a damn hallway. It's gonna be like somebody threw a flashbang right in front of your face. Oh, 16-inch 9 millimeter R. See, like I would never run a 16-inch 9 millimeter ever. There's nothing to gain by it. There's nothing. I mean, there's just the velocity. I forget now. I think the velocity starts dropping off it. You can actually lose velocity with barrels. So like with a 5.56, once you go over 20 inches, you start having negative velocity gains. Right? Am I saying that right? You get the most out of it at 20 inches. If you go to 22, like a 308 as an example. So there's people that'll run 24-inch 308 barrels. If you run a 16-inch, you're only losing 200 feet per second. Is it worth that extra weight, that added weight for that 200 extra feet per second? You know, that's for you to decide. I mean, I'm not you. I think that everybody should own whatever they want. If you want to buy it, more power to you. If you want to use it, just try not to 16 to a 20-inch barrel so I get maximum power and accuracy. You prefer 16 to a 20-inch barrel so I get maximum power and accuracy. Well, even at a 12.5-inch barrel, you don't lose that much velocity. I mean, 12.5-inch barrels, depending on the barrel and the gas system, you're still shooting 2,750 feet per second. That's not that much of a loss when you're talking about a 16-inch barrel. I mean, it's 200 feet per second. Is it worth the added weight? And where are you going to be shooting at? Are you going to be, I mean, look where I live. I mean, look where, if shit hit the fan and I had and I had a rifle here, look where I live at. I'm not going to be shooting 300 yards anywhere. So, even a 12.5-inch will reach out to 300 with accuracy. But you can still get through doors and shit with it, and you're not carrying that extra weight of the barrel. Like I said, it's just my opinion, though. What do you think about people of color? I like people of color. I got black friends. High school football coach got shot with a 308 from over a half mile because a guy shot up in the air at a bird. That's crazy, man. That is insane. I mean, like, those people don't understand when you shoot. Like, I've seen people do it at 4th of July, and I'm like, you realize that bullet drops somewhere. It falls somewhere. I mean, it could be, I don't know. You've heard all kinds of things. You've heard about the 22 LR will go over a mile. Well, I mean, I'm sure it will if you shoot at the fucking moon. But so will everything else, and it all falls somewhere. Do not. If you're going to shoot guns on the 4th of July, go out into a field and shoot them into the ground. Do not shoot them up in the air, because I mean it's all cool, but if you got a 115 grain projectile of a 9 millimeter dropping out of the sky, I bet it would go through the roof of the house and probably through the drywall. It would probably land in your living room at least. Be a good test to do. All depends on what you're using it for. There's a long decision tree as to what gun is best. Nobody can answer that but you for your specific area needs. Right, guns. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. I don't down nobody for what they have. I think the yeah, I know pistol. It's a PCC. I know. I thought it said POC. That's why I didn't understand. I'm like, wait. And then I realized he was talking about pistol caliber carbines. I think they're great, man. I do. Like for my son, my 14-year-old, he had an AR-9, you know, with a 8.5-inch barrel on it. Was it 8.5? I forget. And like for him, it was perfect. For him and my 9-year-old, it was perfect. But I also think that there's a place for them too. I think even for a home defense gun, you're better with a PCC than you are a handgun. And I think you're better, depending on where you live at, it could potentially be better than a rifle. I mean, like where I live at, you don't want to be shooting a fucking rifle where I live at. I don't care if there's brick walls or not. You know, one of those go out a window and go through your neighbor's window, and now you got a dead neighbor. You know, people don't want to consider that stuff. I don't have any firearms. Yeah, I don't either, but you can watch. 10-inch barrel at 809 feet per second. I think the one that you have the most repetition with is the best gun. Could be. It's just, you know, hey, what's up, Red Bunny? How you doing, man? Velocity straight down is a lot slower than an arc shot. Right? But what if you could map that trajectory out and you could shoot it, so you can shoot it at an arc? Do you think that there'd be enough velocity behind that to make it through the roof of a house, through the attic, through the drywall, into somebody's living room? I think that it would. I don't know. I don't have any facts to back that up. I just think it would. I hate Rugers, man. It's just me, but I'm not a Ruger fan. I'm one of those people that once a gun company does some stupid shit against the rights of the people, I have no use for them. I don't care if Bill Ruger died. I don't care if they've changed their model. I don't care about none of that shit. They're the president of the company made a statement, and like Bill Ruger is responsible for the 10-round magazines on California, ain't he? Good day tomorrow. Much love to y'all. Well, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. But I think pistol caliber subguns are great, man. People call them different things. I guess really a subgun's different than a pistol caliber carbine. But then for it to be a carbine, it doesn't have to be 16 inches or 14 and a half or whatever. I mean, people they've applied so many names to so many different shit. What?
Have you talked to him today?
Jonathan, no.
Had that court date, remember?
Yeah, I'll call him here in a little bit.
Somebody was I tweeted that.
I'll call him here in a little bit. I'm doing all right, Redbone. Doing all right, man. I took a break from the house the past couple days. I haven't worked on it. I have one room left, one ceiling in the outside of the house, and it's done for that. The hardest part and what's taking the longest is getting everything situated, split up. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with that? I mean, like my kids still have toys from 2 years ago at Christmas they haven't opened. You know what I mean? Like we just have so much shit. You know, just like look at my garage. Which the foolers are getting ready to leave here. The pressure washer's getting ready to leave here. So that cleared up some space. I got to do something with all my welding stuff. I mean, like it's just shit everywhere, man. Like, you know, my welding table's the new catch-all because this is no longer my man space. This is now my wife's man space. And I'm super happy about this. I don't give a fuck if y'all have heard it or not. I'm going to make you hear it again. So, Banshee hasn't been started since yesterday. I'm super proud of my son for this, man.
No joke, nothing. It was good. Like I said, my 14-year-old did a great job with this. I'm proud of my 14-year-old. He's going to come out here tonight and put it back together. I'm super proud of him for what he did. Like, he tutored himself and everything. I mean, I helped him, but he did all the work.
two-stroke is tuned good if it'll kick the first kick without the choke pull or nothing. And it hasn't been started since yesterday. So I need to make a video about it because like that's a big thing. Cold starts, Banshee cold starts. Everybody gets on and kicks the fuck out of them. And it's just tuning, man, you know. And it's not hard to learn how to do that shit. Like I said, my 14-year-old he put everything back together himself. He rebuilt the carburetors himself, rejetted them, readjusted the throttle cables, readjusted the idle screws. He did it all. He's got to walk him through it, but I'm really proud of him. In 1905, Johnny two doctors at the King's Medical Center in Los Angeles, California, treated some 182 people for random falling bullet injuries. No shit. 38 of them died. No shit. Check out this Nerf gun. Oh, is it the 22 LR Nerf gun? You kidding? Not the quality ain't affordability over here though. Glock is a bit overrated. Glocks, I mean, are they overrated, man? How often do you hear of a failure from a Glock? You know what I mean? Did you see the picture of the clock I posted on my community tab? I had people saying like, yeah, I want one. I'm like, yeah, you were fucked up. You shoot yourself in the face with it. I carry this sub 2000 everywhere. It's so awful. It's great. But they're cheap though, man. The sub 2000 was actually a relatively cheap gun. You can make a cast AK. You make it work. I think so. Slide is selling it for 65 in 65 seconds. That's why I choose Glock. I don't know. I think that buy what's best for you. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what the next guy says. Buy what's best for you. If it's Ruger, buy Ruger. If it's Glock, buy Glock. If it's an HM Defense, buy an HM Defense. If it's a PSA, buy PSA. If it's a Aero Precision, buy an Aero Precision. If I had a choice between Glock Gen 3 or 4 or 5, I still take the 3. Mini 14 and 30 or cast, bolt, and receiver. Then don't use headspace or brake looks. Love Glock. Yeah, I'm a Glock fanboy. What do you think about that Glock PCC they're coming out with? I'm sure it'll be years before people here can get their hands on it, if ever. But they were pretty badass. I looked at the blueprints of them, and they look badass. How does the Glock get further ahead of the video? How does the check get further ahead of the video? What do you mean, how does the check get further ahead of the video? If it's fed and taken. I've been doing 5. How does the check get ahead of the video? Oh, because up top, up top, look where the red line's at under the video. Michigan Watch. Touch it and push it to the right all the way.
The malt straw.
What do you got?
Malt, I asked you about 100 times on here, but you wouldn't answer me.
What, you drink?
What's it?
What is it? Is it chocolate?
Mm-hmm. It's really good. It's icy still. You feel the ice?
Mm-hmm.
It's good, ain't it? I wish I had some whipped cream and little cherries.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm. I kept asking you.
Wanted to do trailers.
Johnny said he wanted one.
The problem with a carry a Glock is that you will lose it if you shoot someone, justified or not. Right? Right. Yeah, that is the only problem carrying a Glock. Glock 48s are nice. I think that Glock should come out with a 15-round mag, factory mag for the 48, and it would be the ultimate carry gun.
Now that's a good malt. I only put a little bit of the Nesquik, squeeze in it.
This is a good malt.
To make it the chocolate. It's that syrup. The syrup, the malt.
This is mine. I'm about to end this live stream.
No,
Drink
you're
this.
not. I'll make you one here in a minute after mine's done. I told you, Jerry, I kept asking you, you wouldn't answer me. I even said it in big letters a couple times. Even Johnny said he wanted one, so I was surprised you didn't see nothing. Shelby's Glock, in my opinion.
Shelby's Glock, in your opinion. The shield arms. There's been a lot of issues with the shield arms, 15-round mags.
Yep.
I don't have enough experience. I don't have any experience with them at all, to be honest with you.
Whatever you like, you know.
Or whatever you want to do. I think the reliability of Glock trumps the 5 rounds that Shield gives you.
It's so
I think I would rather, if it was me, I'd rather have to reload than have that 5 extra rounds. I haven't seen it in advance. That's why they maybe want anything other than a Glock. Right. I think that the Glocks
Diabetes.
just have I know. I think that Glocks just have a reputation. Why would you, with the reputation they have, why go another route if you can get it for relatively the same price? I mean, handguns. I mean, you can buy like the Torch G2C, which is a copy of a fucking Glock. Oh, was that who he was talking about? I thought he was talking about Shield Arms. Oh no, he's talking about the Shield. You're right. You're right, Rice. He was talking about the S&W Shield. I don't know, Tech G. Okay, so the Glock 48 has a similar dimension. The handle's a similar dimension to the. I forget now. I think if a Glock 48 had 15 round mag, it'd be the ultimate carry gun.
And Gatling guns too.
Yep, they also fit in most PCCs or Glock. A lot of them anyway.
Manic on a 4-wheeler with a mini cannon in Ohio. He just heard of the police scanner.
What?
Just heard of the police scanner. Maniac on a 4-wheeler with a mini cannon in Ohio.
Doesn't surprise me. People in Ohio are nuts.
That would be pretty cool. A mini cannon, a full-size cannon.
I hate 40.
Shit.
I'm not a fan of 40 or 10 millimeter. But
I hit that.
I did learn this weekend talking to somebody that has a 10 millimeter. I didn't know you could shoot 40 at a 10 millimeter.
It's called ice.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the the Shield mag. They come out with the Gen 2 that's supposedly better than the Gen 1. Fucking expensive though. $150 for 3 of those bastards. For 3 15 round mags, so $50 a piece.
I got ice form in there. I wish I iced it.
I'll get a Pediacatic or all grade, but if you actually train with one, the Glock will be cheaper in the long run. The mags. And they run, man. Like they run, so why go another way? But all that's going to be deleted anyway. The government's going to steal so much fear in you. You're not going to give a shit about Glock. You're going to worry about how you're going to get a loaf of bread with those billions of $100 bills that you saved up. That's what you need to be thinking about.
The ice. It's killing me.
Glock 20.
Everything shield is best. She said, go ahead, stop.
I'm just one of them people, man, that if it works, it works, My first gun was a Jennings.
Do you need other choices?
No, it wasn't actually. I forget what my first gun was.
Dude, I've had way too much sugar, so I'm putting out sugar 100% tomorrow.
Yeah,
I need
I'm
to.
about to. I gotta jump off here and help get Trey down here. We get Trey down here and tell him to get started on his four-wheeler.
Yeah, that's not what he said. He said, I just had way too much sugar myself. I'm cutting out sugar 100% tomorrow.
Jack just did a video about a handgun registry and my background. Check Bill. Fuck him.
Like
fuck
it was
him.
breaking news,
Listen,
right?
Here, I'm gonna be honest with you. At this point, if you give a shit about any of that shit, any of it, you're part of the problem. If everybody would just seriously ignore it and be like, you know what? Kick rocks. We don't care. You can pass whatever you want. It's not going to stop us from doing what we do. The problem with that is that getting parts, buying new guns, buying ammo, that's what that would affect. But if everybody had what they needed, and I know like when it comes to ammo, it's hard to have what you need because you use it, you shoot it, you train with it. It's just all it is just throwing spaghetti at the wall. They throw a bowl of spaghetti at the wall. They don't need the whole bowl to stick. They just need 1 or 2 pieces of spaghetti to stick. But they keep throwing bowls of spaghetti at the wall, and over long enough period of time, the wall's covered with spaghetti. I don't buy into the. You don't think that they know that you like pistol braces? You don't think that they already know that? I mean, there's only 10 million pistol braces out there. You think you need to write them to let them know that you think it's bullshit? That they're wanting to change the definition? then tax you, charge you money, put you on a registry. Yeah, they know. I seriously believe that by how many they determine what they're going to do based on how many people write in, but not the way that you think. So let's just say that 50,000 people wrote in about the M855 ban. And they're like, well, that's 55,000 people. There's 100 million people with guns, so that probably means that 300,000 people will have a problem with it enough that they might actually do something if we ban this shit. Same with pistol braces. Or they look at it like, well, we got 300,000 people that are going to do exactly what we tell them to. And everybody will. Everybody has up until this point. Why are they not now? I had an argument recently in the past couple of days with somebody. I've been trying not to leave comments. I think it was Mil Spec Mike.
Got some Reese's Pieces.
Dude, this is
too.
super good. I can't stop
I
drinking
want
it.
some more.
It's so damn good.
Give me some.
I've never drank a malt that I've liked, and I love this one.
Not at all, Twiggy. Not at all. I'm glad you reminded me. Or us.
Tell people to join the GOA. There's no compromise. I'm like, yeah, they are. They're compromised. When Eric Pratt sits there and talks about law-abiding citizens, what he's saying is you're going to do as you're told no matter what you're told to do. That's what a law-abiding citizen is.
They got
Say what you mean. If you mean that, there's a moral people that's not going to rob people at gunpoint and kill people for no reason, then say that. But when you say law-abiding citizen, what you're saying is we're going to do as we're told no matter how immoral what we're told to do is. And I haven't seen the GOA fight in any cases for felons or the mentally ill or domestic abusers. And what people are saying with no compromise means that they're not going to allow them to move forward any further so that these laws affect me in a way that I care about. That's why I'm on the bandwagon. Fucking ban it all. Ban it all so I can start making fun of all the felons. And telling them that their opinion doesn't matter. Nah, you're just a stupid felon. I left a comment on Guns Coast to Coast channel today to Mr. Pop's Quest, who told everybody years ago that I was a cancer to the community.
What's your thoughts if it's smart to get the cops involved or don't report it if a vehicle accident for insurance reasons, especially if one didn't cause it?
I never. How many times have I been hit in the past 3 years in my car? 4 times?
I don't know. Yeah.
4 times I've been hit with my Grand Prix and this thing. And it was their fault. I was telling them, don't worry about it, leave. It's not worth getting the cops involved to me. Their insurance going up and shit. When I drive something that if somebody took a ball back to, I'd still drive it. Like it's not a brand new Ferrari or something. I had a guy hit me in the ass over here in my Grand Prix on Route 4. That was the last time I was hit. I think I did a live stream right after that.
Yeah, call the insurance. You still don't need to call the police.
Yeah, you can call the insurance. The problem is today is they want a police report. The insurance company does. You know what I mean? So you have to do a police report.
Somebody else will call. I wouldn't be the one.
I'm just not that dude. I'm not going to make your life harder.
I mean, you can
because
call
you
them
made
later
a
and say
mistake.
hit and run, whatever.
Especially if it's an accident. But that's up to you. Like, I'm not that guy that's going to tell you that you need to die at your doorstep. Here's what I will say: if the feds come knocking at your door,
Want the last bit?
call the local boys and see what happens.
I'll make another one if you want it. It's good, Aunt.
It's super good.
Do you want the rest of it?
No, go ahead. And I say that because maybe you'll get lucky. Is it worth you dying? If you die at your door, ain't nothing going to happen. Your family's going to cry. It's going to cost them money to bury your ass. The world's going to move on. And people are going to keep bending over. It's not going to change anything until everybody decides to die at their door. If everybody decides to die at their doorstep, I'd be like, yeah, die at your doorstep. Now, I don't suggest you just let people invade your home either. So I think it's a you. It's like anything else. It's just a lot of things to consider. There's a lot of things that are going to play,
You want my report?
and I think it's on you. So, but me,
shit.
no, I don't call. I normally, unless I don't ever call the cops. If somebody else is going to call the cops, let them. But I don't call the cops. There was a wreck. Well, what is up there? Police. I report anyway.
Sorry.
This is 2019.
It's
Oh,
gone.
I didn't know that. Guns coast to coast. I have a report. I've literally been hit, I think, 4 times in the past couple of years, and I just.
That one accident, they wouldn't even give you a ticket unless one of y'all died, right?
Huh?
Down in Newtown.
Oh yeah, when I got in that real bad car wreck in Newtown, hey, it was my fault. It was my fault.
All the way.
I was 100%. It was my fault. I was driving without fucking insurance. I wasted the dude's van. I felt so bad about that shit, man. I wasted. Actually, it really didn't fuck it up as bad as I thought it would have. He drove away from there apparently, but I thought I was walking into a DUI. So after I got out of the hospital, I went to Newtown to get my ticket, and I told Chris, I was like, they're gonna take me to jail for DUI because I had shit in my system. I wasn't intoxicated when I was driving, but I had drugs in my system. Like if I couldn't pass a drug test, that's what I'm getting at. I wasn't high when I wrecked though. And I was like, I want to walk in here. They're going to give me a DUI. And I walked in there, and we parked across the street, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of the truck, but I could drive because my right leg worked. Everything was on the left side, so it was easier for me to get into the driver's seat than it was the passenger seat. That was the only reason I was driving. So they was doing like construction there at the time. So we pulled across the street. Christy went over and got the cops or something. And he come out and he's like, yeah, I was like, my name's Nick. I had this accident at this day at this time. I just, I'm here to get my ticket. He's like, oh, we're not going to give you a ticket. We only cite people for accidents if somebody died in the car wreck.
Yeah.
It's the only time there's a fatality. It's the only time they cite anybody. I'm like, no shit. Damn. So that is one time that I actually got away with something I did wrong.
And you tried to turn yourself in for it. You went down there like, all right, where's my ticket? And they're like, nope.
Yeah.
No fatalities. Get out of here.
Well, yeah, they send you police and EMS for a reason. I've talked about that before. They do it because every time they send a cop, like back in the day when I was a kid, you could call for an ambulance and the ambulance would come. Now they send a cop because they're trying to create a crime. Yeah. Not only that, but they mark it on the board. So when they go for appropriations next year for funding, they're like, hey, we had 6,000 runs this year. And they don't tell them that 4,372 of those runs were for medical reasons. So they just followed the ambulance there, and they're pricks. They don't do nothing, man. Cops are pieces of shit. For real, they are. They're all pieces of shit. Uncle got his car completely demolished. She was backed by 2 illegal aliens. Of course, they had no insurance. It's sad our country is based on insurance. Right? I don't think that you should have to have insurance to drive. I think that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
I don't believe you should have to register your car either. I think it's a choice. I make a choice to get on this road to drive, and I know by doing that, like people drive around on Friday nights at midnight, knowing that most people are probably drinking at Friday night on midnights, especially when I was a kid. I mean, when I was a kid on Friday nights, everybody was drunk driving. Everybody. But people still do it, but I'm not the insurance dude. I'm not that guy that's just going to, make you have to pay an extra $50 a month or whatever it is just so I can get a $600 or $700 check. I just tell them to pay it forward. That's what I do. I said, think about what just happened here and what could have happened and pay it forward to somebody. The next time somebody fucks up and it's not really that big of a deal, don't make it a big deal. Normally they say they will, and they do it? I don't know. But that's what I do. So the back of this bumper's all screwed up since somebody hit me in the ass. And I told them I always get hit in the ass for some reason. And I just, pay it forward, man. It's not a big deal. Like I said, you can beat the shit out of my car with a ball bat, and I'd still drive it. It's not going to affect if I can drive it or not. Now, that's just your call, man. I don't think that you should have to call the police. At the same time, if you don't, you may be getting yourself in trouble. $500 tickets. What I understand is why people think it's necessary to pay your state government to drive a car on the road you buy with your own money. I don't understand it either, man. Oh, I was that way at one time where I was like, well, wait a second. If everybody put into it, then they kind of have to keep the upkeep and all that shit. I don't believe none of that shit anymore. Like, complete freedom. If you want to go on the road and drive, more power to you. Drive away. One of the cops in Columbus the other day mentioned that, oh, you're one of the people that think you can drive without a license. I said, well, no, I'm not. I have a license. I said, but technically, if you want to get technical about the law, only commercial vehicle drivers have to have licenses. Got a damn bug on my screen. 2 weeks ago, but the trailer hitch saved me. The radiator had a hole through it. Did you guys call the cops? Guns Coast to Coast. Yeah, Reese hitches will save your ass a lot of times, especially if you're in a truck and you have a Reese hitch. It will save you 9 times out of 10. When I was younger, a friend got stung by a new and ran off the road. He did no damage to anything but his truck and got her casualty. Yeah, Travis, if you remember Gano's video about me where he's talking about that I had that hit and run. It wasn't a hit and run. Guns Coast to Coast will know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're coming down Reading Road, Guns, and you pass White Castle right there on William Howard Taft, and there's that bridge. So you come down the hill, and there's that light right there where the it looks like a Y, and then there's a bridge right there. I was going around that corner right there to the left, coming down that hill, and I curb checked my car. I curb checked the car, and the front of the car hit one of them pottery things that company owned. It was a wood one. They didn't even ask for me to pay for it in the end. Restitution. I drove to the Shell station, dude. You know how far that is? Like, it's not a couple of 100 feet. So I'm coming down the hill where that corner is, under the bridge, where the light's at. I curb checked right there. It was in the middle of the day on like a Wednesday, so rush hour. There's a sheriff sitting at the light. I seen him. I pulled into the Shell station, dude, and they got me for a hit and run right there. Right, it's like 150 feet. No shit. I had my kids in the back seat. And they ticketed me for leaving the scene of an accident, hit and run, and something else. I wind up pleading out to like a headlight violation or something fucking retarded. Or maybe that was my dad's truck. That was one of Rick Dad's truck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wrecked my old man's truck right after that too. So you pull off the railway. Right, 100% Guns. I swear to God, on everything I love, 100%. That's what I did. And but I knew the cop. He was a sheriff. And I guess I knew him from when I had spent the 13 months in the Justice Center because he was a CO then, because all the COs in the Justice Centers are sheriffs. And he was just a total prick, man. Like he come out of the truck with the intent, dude. He come out, jumped out of his truck, pulled his gun on me. And I'm in the car with my kids, like I'm laughing about it. I'm like, you fucking stupid son of a bitch, talking to myself. You know what I mean? Because I was actually, my kids were fighting in the back seat, so I turned around to yell at them, and bam, I curb checked and hit the thing. And like I'd seen, like as soon as I turned around, I seen the sheriff, and I was like, and Shell's right there, and I literally pulled in there. I swear to God, you can read the police report. That's what it says. It says I pulled in the Shell station, and they had literally give me fucking leaving the scene for that shit, man. I couldn't believe it. That was my argument too. I'm like, dude, I got out of the road. Like, what would I have gained from stopping in the road? And then somebody coming around that corner and hitting me and my kids? So I pulled off the road to the first place that was available, which was here. Now, if I would have locked the brakes up on the car, I probably could have made it in that first driveway right there on the right. Once you pass that, though, the only next good area, because there's the car lot on the left right before Shell, the only next good area is the Shell station. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand that it's not about what you do or don't do. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what they claim that you do or what they think that you do, or even in this case, your past with these people. And like I had a past with this dude in the Justice Center. He and I had got into it multiple times in the Justice Center. I did like 2 weeks in the hole over bitch ass punk. How do you prove texting and driving? What if you text at a red light? They get right 2 minutes later. Man, I don't know how they do that shit, Brandon, because you have a GPS on your phone, right? Like I don't think you're allowed to text in Ohio and drive anymore. I'm not for sure. But I don't know if they enforce it or not, brother. I don't know. I don't know how they do that shit. Body cam, dash cam, body cam, dash cam, body cam. Yeah, I know. I gotta play with the one you got me. I know that you said it's kind of awkward, but I'm still gonna try it. GoPro is just, when you got a GoPro on, people inherently act different because they know they're being recorded. I wish I had like a little body cam, like I could put on my shirt right here or something. That worked really well. That was easy to use, that you knew when it was on, and I would wear it all the time because I'm always having dumb shit happen to me.
But yeah, people see it, they act different.
They need a warrant to see your phone, don't they? Yes, they have to have a warrant, but the warrants are rubber stamped now, Twiggy. It's not like, here's what they'll do, and I've had it done to me. They will fucking confiscate your shit and then get a warrant. As of January, they'll play that game. They'll be like, oh, we're going to confiscate this. and we'll get a warrant for it later. Well, seatbelts isn't a primary offense in Ohio anymore. It's a secondary offense. Guns. It used to be a primary offense, but it's not, because they were using it to pull like dope boys over and shit, and they were finding all these drugs, and it was just because they didn't have their seatbelts on. Yeah, a seatbelt's a secondary offense now. I know that for sure, 100 for sure, that it's a secondary offense in Ohio. It used to be a primary offense. I drive damn near North Dakota to Ohio without looking at the road talking to you guys. Like, just like that though. Who is, if you don't want to wear a seatbelt, more power to you. They try to justify it by saying that it costs money. You listen, when you were taking an ambulance ride, it cost you money. You had to pay for it. It's not like they're doing it for free. The state makes money from it. It doesn't cost $490 or $697. What was my? Do you remember how much it was?
It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous, like almost $700 or $800 to ride from Newtown to UC Hospital in an ambulance when I got in that car wreck. It doesn't cost $800 to haul my fucking 200-pound ass that far. I could have shipped myself freight with my own truck cheaper than that. If I see my tickets in 1 year. Yeah, I probably would have got there quicker too. I'll never forget. I'll never forget this. I was in that laying in that ambulance, and I begged them to not cut my clothes off. Begged them, like, dude, just pull them off me. He's like, man, I gotta cut them off. I'm like, dude, my wife's gonna kill me. You cut these clothes off me. This will be the second pair this month. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I already had some clothes cut off me once this month because I had an incident earlier in the month, and my clothes had to get cut off me. And he's like, now we gotta cut them off me. I'm like, fuck, gosh, it's gonna kill me. And then they stuck me and stuck me and stuck me and stuck me more and stuck me more, trying to find a vein in one of my arms. I kept telling them, like, guys, I've been doing this my whole life. It's hard to find veins in my hands and arms. Just put it in my neck. They're like, well, we can't do that because of blood clots. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather risk a blood clot than get stuck 30 times. And I'm not shitting you, but they stuck me 40 times.
And then where they stick you finally?
In my neck. They finally stuck into my neck after all that time. My feet or my neck. That's it. That's your options. Now, I give everybody one shot. If you got 10 phlebotomists, I'll give them all one shot. But I'm not having the same person stick me 37 times. This shit ain't happening no more.
That is funny though, because you do walk in there, I'm like, all right, I'll give each one of you one shot.
That's what I do now.
Like,
I give everybody one shot at it. You get one chance. That's it. You're not sticking me twice. Like, no, wearing a helmet is a stupid, but hey, it's on me. Right, I agree with that. But see, like, they use those helmet laws too a lot of times. I got pulled over on my bike when I had my temps. I was actually driving on the interstate. I even had my helmet on at the time. Like, I normally wouldn't wear a helmet unless I was on the interstate, just because you know,
anyway, right?
not as a driver as it would. But if you have your permit and not your temps, yes, you have to have a helmet on at all times. And a cop pulled me over right before Ward's Corner, man. Like, literally, I stopped 100 feet before the exit, and this fucker was going to tow my bike because I didn't have a license. I had a permit. I didn't have my license. And you're not supposed to drive on the interstate when you got a permit. And I was actually on my way to a job interview at the time. And he was going to tow it. He made me push it off the exit all the way up to the top of the Ward's Corner. Actually, he made me push it. He followed me in his car, and I'm sitting there pushing my bike, or he was going to tow it. I mean, if you're on a bike, a helmet will save you, but what'll save you more is knowing how to get away from the bike. You know, like, a lot of people don't understand that the bike and the momentum of the bike dragging you along will. Right, you could, but like, I'm fully confident if I was to wreck.
It's up to you.
I think that, right, it is. I mean, a helmet saves lives, it does. But at the same time, I'm sure there's wrecks out there where helmets have cost lives, because helmets, you know, they obstruct your view. You wouldn't think they would by the way they're built, but they do. You know, it's all that weight on your neck and shit. And like, even driving down the road on a bike, when you turn your head, just the difference in weight, you know, if it's weird. I'm not a fan of it. I'm a fan of, if you want to not wear a seatbelt, don't wear one. I don't care.
That's why Daddy wore them little, what do you call them?
You know, like, look at Redbone. He got that stupid ass ticket because of an inspection sticker where the state said that your vehicle is worthy to drive on our roads. So what? If, let's just say that you're too poor to make the vehicle up to their standards, does that mean that what now you don't have the right to travel, you don't have the right to go to work, you don't have the right to do any of these things because you can't afford what they say that you need to
Yes.
have. Like everything in our lives is by permit. So the basic necessities of life you have to be permitted in order to have those. You want to own land, you have to have a permit. You want to build a house, you have to have a permit. You want to have plumbing, you have to have a permit. You want to have electricity, you have to have a permit. If you want to go hunting for food, you have to have a permit. If you want to go fishing for food, you have to have a permit. Like, come on, man. Like we're being scammed. We're allowing them to scam us. And we're no further away from the royal family today as we were then. We're still paying the king, property taxes. We're releasing the king's land. That's what we're doing. Don't pay, they're going to come confiscate your shit. Some dude with a badge on is going to come to your door, and if you don't open it, they're going to kick it in, and then they're going to grab you and cuff you up and make you leave if you don't do it willingly. Our society is governed by threats of force and violence. You will do this or else. Even getting pulled over is a threat of force. They hit those blue lights. What that means is you're going to pull over right now or else. Even if you did nothing wrong. Even if it's a case that you did nothing wrong at all, you will pull over, or I'm going to call my buddies and we're going to make you pull over, even if it kills you. We have the only government in history that loves you so much it will kill you to keep you from killing yourself. Welcome to America, United States. What's up, Hollywood? All these laws were passed to unjam the courts for expediency. Same thing. Auto insurance versus health insurance. I don't agree with that, man, because the court system, what gives it expediency is plea deals. I mean, court systems are packed. That's why, I'm of the opinion. Here's what I do. I don't care what the case is. I fight it as far as I can.
You said Hollywood. It's Haywood, but this
Haywood,
one.
I'm sorry.
This one needs attention for just a second.
Excuse me, guys, just for 1 second. What's this one?
The big one.
Oh, one here.
The biggest one.
Okay, so I'm live. I gotta do this.
Yep, sorry.
All right, guys, you're gonna see. Give me a belt.
Not on anything.
It was quick.
you
I figured as soon as I said I was getting
your parts
you.
for your banshee.
I've been getting
Hey,
mine.
I got your parts for your banshee. So get out here and get it put together. Trading. Come here. I got parts for your fool right here on my bed. Looky Lou, right here.
What are you gagging for?
What are you gagging for, brother? You all right? You got your schoolwork done for today?
No, I can smell train swamp.
His swamp ass.
What?
Just
Smells
quit
so
it.
bad.
Quit it. Get in there and get your schoolwork done. Trading. Let's go now. Come on. No, you're not going to bed. You're going to come here and put this folder together. I'm going to sell the damn thing. I'm done playing with you two. I'll give Silas your folder and I'll sell his. You're going to work on it, or it's not going to be yours anymore. That's simple. If I put it together, I'm giving him your folder and I'm selling his.
Get him.
Period.
Sell
All right. You start huff and puff. You're on a blaster come out here. There ain't no damn blaster sitting here. Oh, kids. Been waiting on these clamps to put it back together because I lost a screw and then I couldn't find a screw to fit it.
Freaking rats.
I've been waiting on these. So I ordered these. I had a whole conversation with the guy on eBay about this. Like an entire conversation. I made very clear that he knew that I needed these. He sent me these first. Notice the difference?
Oh, we seen
There's the
that,
difference.
Zephyr.
What do we see?
But she was in an SUV. That lady was in an SUV. That guy that when she was trying to find a safe spot and he flipped her car. He did that pit maneuver or whatever.
Dude, like cops, they don't care anymore, man. Like, listen, I'm going to post a video. I got to go get a hold of my mom tomorrow, and I'll go get the GoPro footage. There's only about 25 minutes of it, of me talking to these cops. They don't give a fuck. The one cop flat out said he didn't know what the Constitution was. I told him he worked for me. He said, "Oh yeah, fire me then." Like,
Fired, go home.
like taunting you.
Yeah.
Then he said he had no idea what the Constitution was. I swear to God they did, man. They don't give a fuck no more. They do not work for you. They are not public servants. They are government enforcement agents. That's all they are.
Fucking pricks and they all are. She's definitely gonna win that
Yeah, she's
lawsuit.
definitely
She
gonna win
has
it.
to because.
Fucking
Fucking
didn't pay
idiot.
his taxes. And they wanted to make an example out of him. Yeah, no shit, man. What really happened to McAfee? Anybody got any? Was he Clinton? Probably. Was he Hillary? Wouldn't surprise me. Over taxation because he don't want to give the government his money that he worked for. It falls into that like socialist ideology. Well, they're rich, so they should pay more. No, they shouldn't. A dollar's a dollar.
Just like them
It
kids
doesn't
on the
matter.
street.
Yeah, the kids. I'm talking about the kids on the street in Columbus the other day thought that the rich should be taxed more. Why?
Carla doesn't think there should be no millionaires, billionaires, nothing like that.
Well, I mean, the likelihood is that there probably wouldn't be if things were ran the way they were, but they're
Right.
not. Now you have these multinational corporations, and there are lobbyists running the show. And it's all about money. Pull the money out of politics and, watch what happens. Make it so they
At
can't
first they
make
were
any
like,
money, so they don't have a salary, and
"Oh,
watch
you're
what happens.
studied." But what if I told you?
Well, I don't think that there should be.
I'm gonna hit you.
I don't think that there should be any families that don't have to struggle. So does that mean we get to take our money? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to live your life without struggle. So if you're not struggling, I should be able to take some of your money. A dollar's a dollar. Doesn't matter if I have $1, $100, $1,000, or $10 billion. A dollar's a dollar. I don't think there should be a tax at all, but the tax laws now are completely fucked up. It doesn't matter if you make $30,000 a year or if you make $10 million a year. You shouldn't be taxed on that money. That is your money. You're the one that put the work, the sweat, the labor, the time, the effort, the risk into making that money, no matter what it is. I have a job interview this week. I gotta call that lady.
Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
I think so. Pretty sure that's what you said.
So wish me luck. I don't think it's a job that I want though. Like I don't like. I have to be learning how to do something.
He said,
All the
no,
time.
not Vape Nation, bro. No.
I'd rather vape than smoke cigarettes. Not Vape Nation, bro. No. Dude, I was a 3-pack. I smoked Marlboro Reds, and I was smoking 3 packs a day. And one day, I just I'm done. I quit. I started vaping. So I've been vaping probably about 2 years now. I'll eventually quit.
Everybody says that about vapors,
Really?
though.
Why are they starving? Did the man with 30 bedrooms take the food out of their mouth? If not, then why? How much money they make? But I don't disagree with that. Millionaire 30 billion, well, 1,000. Right, but the ones that are starving, Brandon, it's either their fault or their parents' fault. It's about self-responsibility, being responsible for themselves. They can grow food, but they don't. Why? That's the question. But if you start buying into the millionaires should have to pay for the starving, then you're into socialism. You're into some form of socialism. Even welfare is a socialist program. I'm all about helping people in the community. If you want to take your money and you want to help your neighbor that doesn't want to get off their ass and go to work, more power to you. But you shouldn't be extorted in order for the government to do that, to take your money and give to them. I mean, like, look, we literally have 4 generations of families on welfare today. Great-grandma, grandma, mom, and kids. All on welfare. Now the kids are popping out kids. They're going to be on welfare. Split atoms the old-fashioned way. I'm on Lucky Strikes 3 packs a day.
Stripes.
Refrigeration work is fun. If you work with anhydrous, it's fun.
Why?
Why? Because it's dangerous. It's cold. It can freeze your body. Your labor is private. Yeah, I don't disagree. Your labor is private, and it should be private. The government should have no involvement in it. My ex-girlfriend's brother was a cop in Lower Michigan, and he told me when he was still somewhat new to the forces, I can't wait to use the taser. Yeah, Nick, you should get yourself a fox body again. You need some fun in your life. Hell, we all do. Did you hear that, baby? Zephyr said I should get another fox body.
I tell you that all the time.
I know. My wife, the last one I had, she
What,
begged me.
baby?
She begged me not to sell it. Yeah, but we need the money, man. And family
What?
comes before my toys.
Let him in?
I won't.
yeah,
I
let
won't
me-
sell my kids' toys though. I'll sell my toys. This toy, I like this Banshee. It's gonna be bad.
It's like the bike. Like
The bike,
toys not
I
sold,
needed to
but
sell. I was gonna die on it.
but that for sure.
Like I was running for the
Could've-
cops. One time I stopped, and that was when I was on the interstate, and that's because there wasn't no getting away. I could have got away from him, but he already knew who I was. He already ran my tag. He was on my ass when he hit his lights. I didn't see him. A Fox Body Mustang, was it 79 to 93 Mustang?
Greedy ones.
Yeah, good night, Angry Fishing. Stay safe, man.
Good night, Angry.
And he kind of like 2 generations that fought in the war on terror.
Oh, did you hear that?
What was I listening for? got shot.
It's not really close to.
Well, come here, standing from me, so don't hit me.
I was listening. I know.
Looking to get a big body SUV. Listen, man. I'm not going to tell you who it is in this stream right now. Yeah, 7993 Mustang Fox body. I'm not going to tell you who it is in this stream right now. But there's somebody in this stream right now, and I want to shove my foot in his ass, who has a square body, 1-ton, full-wheel drive Chevy truck in his barn, sitting next to.
See, what the fuck is that?
Open that door. Open it up.
Come on, Nick.
Just open the door. Open it up.
Boys.
Tell the boys to go out there. Hang on. Well, I mean, like, I can't know what's going on if I don't open the fucking door.
Where's Silas?
It was probably a firecracker.
Silas.
It didn't sound like a gunshot to me.
Silas!
Stay inside. It's not a gunshot. She trips out. These are her. Yeah, these are lighting off firecrackers. Christy, these are her lighting off firecrackers. I'm watching. Just seen him.
Did you not hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
It scared me. That's why I told
I mean, but like I can't do nothing if I don't go see what's going on.
You can't go out the fucking door where you. I mean, you got at least put that door in front of you. That one's gonna take forever to close.
They're pupping dogs. All my puppy guys, my pupping dogs got baths today. Look at them. Oh, they're so cute. They love their daddy. Oh, they love their daddy. Oh, they love their daddy. Get daddy kisses. Oh, there's my Nova. Oh, there's my Nova. Oh, there's my Nova. Oh, there's eating my face. Oh, there's eating my face. There's fleeing me. Oh, there's fleeing me. No, they don't love me no more. There's my pupping dogs. Come here, my pupping dogs. Come here, my pupping dogs.
That's why I don't want him to go to that church. But up here at the church.
Mark. Oh, them good pupping dogs. Oh, them good pupping dogs. Oh, them good pupping dogs.
They smell good.
They're good pupping dogs.
look
She's
pretty.
She's trying to flee my face. She's biting me.
We had to wash Diesel twice because he was so dirty.
I love these dogs, man. They're good dogs.
And
I
Nova
keep
girl,
wanting to fight though.
she's always
She keeps
clean.
wanting to whoop his ass.
Yeah, she's trying to hurt him bad.
Come on, go in there. Yeah. So what was we talking about before the alleged gunshot
sorry.
incident?
I didn't know what it was. Look where we were at.
I forget what we were talking about.
I do too, and I'm sorry.
Foxway Mustang is the number one choice.
You guys were talking about Mustangs.
Transvestites in Minnesota, just saying. I don't care. Well, I'm not in Minnesota. Contact the door opener company for ad money. Oh shit! Actually, this is a really good. This is a really good garage door opener, man.
Well, did you hear it though? It sounded like it was far away, and then it sounded like it was right out here.
It
That's
was.
what
It was right out
scared me.
here.
Well, like I said, I just didn't want you to walk out this door where you couldn't shut it back. At
I got
least
a
here-
car in front of me.
The car in front of you?
Yeah.
What if they're up next to the house? Then
Well,
they weren't on the other side.
It wasn't
of
up
the car.
next to the house.
I said, wonder if they were. I'm just saying. But still, you couldn't have shut that back. At least going out the front door, like
I
I,
was going to
said.
let you shut up behind me.
It doesn't. No. All I'm saying is you could have went out the front door and had
Okay.
the door. Been able to
I
control
don't know.
it a little bit.
They were lighting something off. Dude, I got some firecrackers like you wouldn't believe. I should go light one of them bitches off right now. Should I?
No.
Them little pissy things he's got.
I know.
I should light one off there out in the front yard, shouldn't I? Dude, listen, I got some firecrackers. I've never seen nothing
I
like
didn't
them
get
before.
nervous. I did get nervous, but I didn't want him to open the garage door. I wanted him to go through the front door, not the garage
She
door.
gets that way, Zephyr. Every time something happens, she starts tripping. You got to shut her up. One, shut up. Let me do my thing.
Well, but you weren't going out this door. You could have went out the front door. You went, not this
Hey,
door.
my pupping dogs. What him doing? Him good boy? Diesel good boy? Him good pupping dogs? Him good coon dog? Hey.
Look at him. He
I know,
was
him sure.
bleeding and everything.
Yeah, my dog fucked him up. My other dog.
Poor little boy.
She screwed him up today. They started fighting, and he'll fight her for a second, and then he's ready to quit, and she's
Still fighting.
He
Him
still
no
wants to
fat
fight.
boy. He don't want to fight.
he is too.
Him no
Little
fat
fatty.
boy. He don't want to fight. Do you? No, him don't want to fight.
They're good.
Stop
puppies.
biting,
But
Nova.
we gave them both baths today.
They smell good. They look good. They feel good.
The coats are fresh and so clean.
See, he just does that. He doesn't even try to hurt you. She tries to bite down on
Yeah,
you.
she tries to eat
What?
you.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah, have you shot that thing yet, Chris? Because they are, but they're
What,
loud.
big boy?
Say the fireworks are the
Good
fourth. I'm gonna go buy some fireworks. These are Dad's fireworks.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, they're loud, man. Not only are they loud, they're concussive. We let one off when we were moving. My buddy Phil, I found him in his barn. And come on, dogs. Hey, don't start that shit. And we let one off, and it scared the shit out of me and Traden. I thought it was going to be a little pop, man. And it was a boom.
Transvestites in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's what I said. Roman
Why
candles,
was
all
it
right.
there?
It was at, we had some Roman candles
Don't
too.
start all that now.
762, I 39 tracers into the sky. You have to just come down some of the rest start. It might not matter where you're at, though. In the desert, but like where I live at, you couldn't do that. Somebody would, it falls somewhere. Oh, that's what I was talking about. The guy in the chat that I want to show my foot in his ass because he has all this stuff and we need to work on
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's right. What was it?
He's got a 72 Nova SS clone, but it's a big block car because all the 72 SSs are all the small block cars. Still cool as shit, though. He's got an 88 GTA. Cool as shit, though. Monte Carlo SS and a 72 Chevelle SS. Dude, like, I seen it and I was
I be
like,
driving one every day.
I like instant man crush. I never want to leave the barn.
You better leave him alone.
Go to watch the tracers go up into the thunderclouds, right?
Like these.
But I want to get that guy to start working on his stuff and videotape it all and start his own YouTube channel. Just
Set your fur on fire.
restoring all his stuff. He's got some cool shit. Super cool shit. I'm super proud of him for living his life how he has to be able to have that shit.
Get your face out of his butt. Stop it, Nova.
Need to drive. We need to fix the truck, man. We got to get that square body fixed so you have a truck to drive around up there. I was actually looking at those tires. They're tractor tires. When a QR16 is a tractor tire everywhere that I found. Does anybody know anything about tires, like big truck tires? Because we seen some truck tires and the only numbers on them was QR. I think it was QR16. They didn't have any 38 by 1250 or nothing like that, which I think they are actually 37 by 14.5 is what I think they are. But they don't have any dimensions written on the tires. Some really weird shit.
Like the Dukes.
They were made out of rubber. I knew you were going to say something like that, Paul. I was just waiting. I'm just kidding. I didn't know. Your excited reminds me of the time I lit a fuse on the flagship firework and stuffed it into the launching tube with only realized I was hiding it around for it. That's funny. Dude, I was excited when I seen those cars in that garage. Like, that's super sick, man. Like, think about that. He's got the awesomest of the awesome.
Don't tell nobody. They do want to go.
I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell anybody who it is.
Remember your sister put it on Facebook when your dad won the lottery?
Yeah.
And everyone started coming out of the woodwork?
Yeah, my dad had the lottery for $250,000 in like 2011, and my sister posted it on Facebook. You stupid bitch. Most of it sucks. It takes most up until the last 10 years of their life to get all the materialistic stuff they want once you pass it down to another for relative. Right? Well, this dude worked for all his stuff, man. He worked for it all.
Chris says, I know who it is.
I know who it is. Well, if you know who it is, don't tell nobody. But it's super cool shit, though, man. Super cool shit. I got to talk to him into getting on. He said he's going to save it for retirement. So now either I got to A, talk him out of that plan, or B, talk him into retiring. I'm cool with either one. I just want to work on some shit.
I'm going to work on it, then he can drive one every day. A different one.
I need to work on them, get them running, and drive them every day. That's what he can do. Judges are slow. The older it goes, 64,600. That's what drive power 390. Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about stock ones or not? My dad had a, I want to say it was a 70 Judge. Paid $3,600 for it new. Why you guys gotta roast your sister so much? Because my sister's a cunt.
She threatened us with the police the other day.
Yeah, the other day she threatened to call the cops on me for stealing her truck that she dropped off and left the keys for me so I could fix it. And it was all some bullshit, man. I joke around a lot, and I thought that they would know I was joking. See, the problem is that they're alcoholics. Like a large part of my family's alcoholics, so it's not just her. So I sent a text message saying the parts were $40, which they already knew. But I'm charging you $160 because you let some fucking idiot work on it before me. It's because one of the injectors was unplugged in her truck. Somebody had to have unplugged it. They have a safe lock on them. So the only way it comes unplugged is somebody unplugs it, and then they don't plug it back in.
And she got all shitty with me, so I was like, well, okay, now it's $4.50. She said something else. I was like, all right. I got to like $8.75.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like, you don't realize I'm joking? But during that time, she threatened to call the cops on me and tell me that I stole her truck and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
all
don't
right,
joke.
I ain't fucking with you anymore. Forget your shit.
That was not a joke. You don't.
It's like judges are at the beginning of the garbage.
Then remember, she was like, "Are you on drugs again, Nick?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Are you on drugs again? Anytime there's a disagreement, are you on drugs again? I can't stand that shit. I'm like, no, you're a fucking drunk ass bitch. Get out of my life. Like, I don't play with that shit, man. You threaten to call the cops on me, I'm done with you. I don't care if you're on my blood or not. I've asked if I started GTO for 3,800 guys. Had some rust. Kicking myself ever since. You can still find them, man. I know where 66 GTO's at. It's actually in Le Mans, but they have all the GTO stuff for it. They got the GTO hood for it. They got the tri-power intake. Ain't that what they called it? The tri-power. The 4-speed car. I could probably get for you if you really wanted one. The guy who lives behind me said the same thing about his Class X now. He's old and has a couple of 50s big body cars and a few others.
And he's never gonna fix them, and then someone's gonna get
I
them and
feel-
sell them.
I know, man. I can't stand it. That's exactly what I said too. I said, man, don't be that dude that doesn't do something with these things because you're going to always restore them and then you never do it. We'll talk him into it. I want to start going up there, and every time I'm up there, I'm going to kind of like nudge him, like, hey, man, you ready to get working on one of these things? Every time. It's never going to fail. You ready to work on one of these things? It's summertime. Everything American. I'm a Carol Shelby guy. So Shelby GT500. Yeah, I'd like to have a new Super Snake, man, but I could never afford one. There's no. I mean, like, I guess maybe I could, but I can't. I would rather spend $3,000 on the car and put $77,000 into it than spend $80,000 on a car that's already done, because I'm not going to like everything about it.
Little bitch.
I'm sick of the electronic shit, man. My Grand Prix been sitting out here broke down for 5 months because I'm stubborn.
What are you doing?
Well, then I'd also have to pay somebody to fix it. But it's because of the electronic shit. It's all that EPA bullshit. EPA regulations has destroyed the United States car industry. I'll only do shit for my family just because of that. Yeah, I will not. One chance. Anybody that's ever told me they'll call the cops is gone now. Like, I would think my brother would be more that way than her. You know it?
Yeah.
And my brother would. I don't think my brother would actually ever do that.
Yeah.
I traded out so many awesome cars for good prices over the years. If I only knew how much they would be worth now. I know, TLR. I know. My dad said the same thing. If he could just have the cars back that he sold,
No shit.
he'd have a bunch of, he had a 56, was it a 56 Nomad? He had a bunch of 55s, some 57s. He had some nice shit. I went to the 66 ones, 389 tri-power, 322. Yeah, that's what I have a buddy that has a 66 Le Mans with a 389 tri-power. And he has it right now in his basement. He's got all the stuff, all the GTO stuff for it, the GTO tail lights, and I forget what else. This GTO out the hood, the wheels. I want to fix up one day, or I want to fix up for my son. Fix up my son. Not mentioning that son is in his 30s or something like that, right? Hey, when I was a kid, there was a dude that had a 57 hardtop, or was it a 210? Regardless, it doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does because they're different cars. I think it was a hardtop. I think it was an actual Bel Air. So the Bel Airs, if you look at the Bel Air behind the windows, you can tell a Bel Air between a what?
My dad, a yellow one. He was talking about a Le Mans, 66 Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to have a yellow one.
Your dad used to have a light yellow one. Chris's dad used to have a lot of nice cars.
I remember he had wrecked it. And
Sorry, you were considered a second-class citizen. I am a second-class citizen, man.
You're not a citizen.
Yeah, I'm not a citizen, but I'm still second class. I'm a second class. I'm sorry. I'm in a second class of our society. Yeah, you like to tinker rather than modify yourself and just have factory. This one's on me. Have you ever thought about flipping cars? Yeah, I have, man, but I have flipped cars at one time. It's just it can be a hassle. It can be a hassle, man. Yeah, the Mustang we literally hauled in fucking on 2 trailers. Then we bought another one, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. It's not working out. Like that Mustang, there were like I literally touched every bolt on it, and then I sold it. It was a nice car too, wasn't it? Yeah. It was. It was nice. It needed a little bit of work. Still needed a little work when I got rid of it, but it was nice. Middle class collector was going to cost a fraction of the new wheels. Man, I don't know. I seen all them cars in that garage, and if I happened to pick one, I think it would be the 1-ton truck, the 4-wheel drive. I love big truck. I love trucks. I love the old square body Chevys. Yeah, I don't see Chris said it right. I don't see anyone here that's not considered second class. If the country doesn't end before too long, I think my dream would be to own a used car lot that specializes in muscle cars. There's a lot. There's actually a lot of those around TLR. There's one in Springfield that is nationally known. I can't remember the name of it. There's a few of those around. I mean, you can make money on it doing that shit too. I don't know what it had a small block in it, Tech T. I mean, yeah, if you're going to go to the square body and 4-wheel drive, you had to have a small block in it. The big blocks take too long to turn the RPM. Which would really be nice is a like a 1-ton with a 400 in it. That should be available. Source from 200 water for 200. Only thing was changed with the intake with the whole gasket from plastic to metal. Yeah, Chevy Malibus are pretty badass. The older ones, square body ones. Close has the toy barn. I've heard of that before now that you mentioned it, Chris. Well, guys, I'm gonna jump off here, man. We've been talking for 2 hours. I got some stuff I need to get done before I lay down. Have a good night. Stay safe, y'all. And Paul called me. Who else? I was needing to call somebody else.
Jonathan.
Is it
Yeah, call
mesh?
Michael.
Mesh? Is it? They have a They specialize in old muscle cars, like old Corvettes and everything. Really, I could find it if I looked for it. Tried on the main drag in Springfield on the Western drag. Yeah, so we should team up and tackle the car sometime. Yeah, I'm up for it, man. I'll tackle the car with anybody as long as I got the time to do it. I'd love to do it. We can talk tomorrow. That's fine. Just give me a call tomorrow, then, Paul. Arena Motors was cool too.
You call Jonathan Picone.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I got to call. I'm going to call Jonathan Picone here in a minute and see what's going on with him. All right, y'all. Have a good night and stay safe. Thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all. And I want to get that video uploaded to the cops in the next couple of days. I just had this. I totally forgot my GoPro in my mom's car. So, y'all have a good day. Good night, anyway. Stay safe.